guys, and welcome back to Sam's Disney Life. Today we are talking about my top 5 experiences in detail at Disneyland Paris. This is something very different to what usual people will put on YouTube, like top 5 rides or top 5 foods or etc. But I want to start off with the little detailing things what you might miss when you are going on your first trip to Disneyland, where you don't want to miss them. So let's get started. Number 1 is look, listen and smell. I know what you're thinking, yeah, you do that all the time, but what I'm saying is the first thing is to look up. So when you enter your Disney park and you're going down Main Street, looking up above your head and seeing the beautiful buildings within themselves is absolutely gorgeous. There is so many details within the top windows. There is some beautiful designs, and it's really, really good to just take that little bit of time out of your day just to appreciate the detailing of those buildings and throughout the Disney park in itself. And the reason I say listen is because when you're in a Disney park, if you've not noticed already, when you're going down Main Street, some of the buildings have puppets and they will come on randomly on different times of the day, and people will sometimes not notice them. And they'll open the top windows and the puppets actually talk out of the window to another puppet in another window in another shop front. And some people will miss this, where if they're not paying attention on listening and looking up and appreciating everything Disney has to offer within that time. Just make sure that you're listening and you've got your ears peeled, so if you do hear anything that you'll be the first to see it. And the reason I say smell, because everyone seems to think that there is a certain smell when you go into Disney, and I believe that as well. When I enter that Main Street yet again and you're walking down there and you're smelling the bakery, the sweets, it is something you can't just bottle up. That smell is incredible. I do know that some businesses make candles and they have the actual smells of the Disney parks, and I have tried one of those out before, but it's just not quite there. You actually have to be walking down Main Street and smelling those smells yourself. And if you're not paying attention of what your nose is smelling and what your ears are listening to and what you're actually seeing, sometimes you can just miss the magic when you first enter that Disney park. My tip number 2 is looking at everything Disney has to offer. So obviously they have the incredible rides and the food, the restaurants, but really pay attention to everything. So for an example, the shows. The shows are on different times of the day. If you do get the Disneyland app, this will tell you exactly whereabouts they are and what times they are, and always get there early so you can get that special seat. The shows have so much meaning to them. There is love, laughter, sadness, all those kind of emotions come into one when it comes to their shows. There is some beautiful meaning behind them. The shows is somewhere to get lost in and forget about the worries and just enjoy every moment. Also, parades. Disneyland has a beautiful parade twice a day, I think it is, and you can really lose yourself in it by concentrating on the actual interaction of the characters. It is truly magical, but also you need to pay attention to the detailing as well. Have you ever noticed the little fireworks what go off on the side of the floats? Have you noticed the bubbles Have you noticed the glitter? But also, have you noticed certain types of music? There's so much that you can notice if you're paying attention and looking at those little details. It is so easy to just get lost in the music and the characters and waving away, and there's so much to do at once, taking the snaps, taking those videos, and completely forgetting about those fine details, what make it even extra special. But also, when I talk about looking at everything what Disney has to offer, also look at the meet and greets. Yes, we know that Disney do meet and greets and they're fantastic, but when you are in that queue to see your favourite character and you get to see them for the first time, are you a bit shy? You're not quite sure what to say to them. So what I say is, do things in detail. So make sure that you have got some kind of question you want to ask them, or you want to comment on something they're wearing, or you are wanting to ask them something about their character. So if it was Cinderella, for example, you may want to ask them how her horrible sisters are, or anything like that. Just make sure that you're prepared and take that moment as your first moment and your last moment that you're going to meet that character, so you can make it extra special. But also making sure that if you're wanting to have a t-shirt what represents that character, or a pair of ears what represent that character, making sure that you're prepared for that special picture to be even more special, because you've got something matching if that's something you want. My third tip is shops in detail. So when I first went into a Disney shop, I didn't have a look at the shop within itself, and I just looked at the merchandise. I got lost in the merchandise. I started to buy stuff, and then I was in and out that shop before I could even think. But really, I should have looked at the shops, because my husband, he is a fine detail kind of person. And he said to me, "Oh, did you see that in the shop?" And I was like, "What?" He says, "Well, did you not see the themed shop?" I was like, "No, I didn't." So I really took the time on my second trip to really look at the detailing of the actual shops themselves. There is some beautiful themes, and you really do not want to miss them. Number 4 is magical spots. So every family wants that magical spot so they can get that special snap within their family. The most popular is in front of the castle, with no other cast members or no other guests in front, and it is the most beautifulest picture if you can get it without anybody else, and you don't have to edit it or anything. It's a natural, beautiful shot. But I found the only way you can do that is if you get there when the park open. So when it first opens, you have to run down to that castle and get that perfect shot in front of the castle with your family. But also, there's a last thing at night, being the last one after the fireworks, waiting around for all the guests to go out the park so you can get that perfect shot with your family with no other guests there. Unless you get very lucky and the park is not very busy and you was able to get that shot. But also take into consideration that Disney is a very happy, and everyone is willing to help you. So if you're a family of 5 like myself, and you want to be in that shot as well, and you're not always the one what's taking the pictures and you want to be in them as well, always ask somebody. Everyone is so nice and willing to help people. So cast members are really happy to help, but guests especially, all you have to do is, if you are confident, is go up to them and say, "Would you mind taking a picture of me and my family?" I've never had anyone say no. That everyone's so happy in Disney. I've never ever had any conflicts in Disney about taking pictures. So be confident getting those pictures as well. and ask somebody to take those pictures. So my last thing, number 5, is cast members. When I talk about doing things in detail, is concentrate on your cast members. Cast members have to wear certain outfits for what their actually job role is. So for an example, the bakery, there is cast members what have to wear old Victorian aprons and the hats, and they look absolutely beautiful, and the fine detail in their outfits themselves is incredible. And I always like to pay them a compliment, because I just feel if I was in a Disney park and I had to make that effort every day for my guests, then I would want a comment about it. So just pay attention and a little bit of detail to them, and just, if you've got the confidence, pay them a compliment of how beautiful their outfit is today, or how nice they've done their hair or their makeup. Just something to make them feel a little bit magical in the Disney parks. Deserves to feel magical in a Disney park. So guys, I hope this helped you a little bit on just having things in detail a little bit. It won't be for everybody, I understand that, but when I was going to the park for the first time, this video would have helped me loads, because I'm not the kind of person where I would look at things in detail. For an example, I just kind of go full belt into the parks and I haven't even thought about what's around me. I just want to get to that nice beautiful pink castle in Disneyland and get those perfect shots. But then when I finished my first trip in Disneyland, I really missed a lot, because I just wasn't paying attention to those little details until I went on my second trip, and then I did pay attention to those fantastic details, and Disney does it perfectly. But also within this video, I just want to take some time to say thank you for all my viewers, and if you have watched this video to the very end, I want to thank you especially, because you haven't got bored of it basically. And I also want to say thank you for everyone who's subscribed, wanting to follow my channel and helping me, helping my channel, and it means everything to me, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. So guys, I think that's it for me today. If you did like this, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you. Bye.